like, just going on a journey with this talking animal. I would hope it was real.
Mm-hmm. We need more donkeys in films.
Yeah, okay, that brings me to this.
The Beast of Burdens.
What is your favorite donkey between these two? Donkey? Eeyore? They both talk?
Ooh.
Because
I can see Donkey being so annoying if I had to deal with him every day. Eeyore, he's a mood.
Yeah.
But, like, he would be such a Debbie Downer.
Yeah.
I think I'd rather have Donkey.
But I've always loved Eeyore. But I feel like Donkey is more of a...
versatile.
Yeah, he like, sings and stuff. At least he would entertain me a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would just, like, watch Eeyore be super depressed. Now, if Eeyore had his balloon, I might get a kick out of that for a while, but... He also flew, technically, with his balloon.
Oh, he did.
We just thought of something.
Maybe they're cousins.
Maybe.
Yes. They are two sides of the same coin. No, but seriously, I can't think of any other donkey.
Yeah, I can't think of any either.
Other than the Republican donkey. Like, those are 3 donkeys that I know. And that's it.
So then, I like this quote. Dead broad off the table when they when he gets invaded by all the people and they put Snow White on the table.
Yes.
It was very funny to me. I forgot that happened. And then I love the little pigs, how they have an accent from, like, Holland, and they're like, Lord Farquaad.
I didn't notice that it was, like, Holland.
Well, you know, they're from somewhere in that neighborhood, I'm assuming. But anytime I say Lord Farquaad, I always say it like the pig does. Because I love how he says, Lord Farquaad.
I'm always afraid to missay it.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Who cares? It's a cartoon. And then Lord Farquaad is so little. Yeah, he's, like, really little. And when he shows up on his horse, you think, oh, look at his long legs. And then really, they're so tiny.
Yes.
I think it takes her by surprise.
Like, I love the little jokes that they make about him.
Yes. My favorite is when they show up to the castle and they're like, do you think he's compensating for something? And I was like, man, that joke still hits, like, now. Like, you know, we always say that when we see, like, a guy in, like, a big-ass truck and he's, like, you know, driving like a banshee.
So, you know, that kind of comes from the whole Napoleon complex.
Yes.
But, you know, Napoleon wasn't actually short.
He wasn't?
No, he was 5'7", I believe.
Really?
Which is about average height for French men.
Yeah.
The thing is that he had, you know, there's different divisions of the army. He had an elite army. And in that elite army, the requirement was you had to be at least, I don't know, 5'10", 5'11". Like, there was a height requirement for that particular branch. And because they were the most elite, he was with them the most. So compared to them, it appeared that he was super short. But it wasn't the case. He was the average height of a Frenchman at the time.
Thank God we have April and her French facts.
Yes.
The more you know.
Doo-doo.
So my favorite part is when he is talking to the gingerbread man.
Oh, yes.
And he has him on a cookie sheet, which I'd never noticed before. And he's just like, not my buttons, not my gumdrop buttons. Just, I have loved that since I first saw the movie.
My favorite part of that scene was the whole gingerbread. Yeah. The Muffin Man, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Do you know the Muffin Man?
And I just kept waiting for them to keep going with it.
I love that part. I love when he, you're a monster. Just that whole section is so funny. And then it goes into where he's, like, deciding on which princess. And you brought up a good point.
Uh-huh.
2 of them are not princesses.
Yeah.
Because Cinderella isn't a princess yet. She has to
Correct.
meet Prince to become a
Yes.
princess. And
And
then...
Snow White, she was a princess.
Was she?
Yeah. I
Okay.
mean, Snow White is the one that I least like of all. But from what I remember
Really like
is
Sleeping Beauty.
is that the evil stepmother basically kicks her out.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, if anything, she was like nobility because she lived in a castle, you know. So
And we know that... I wonder if Cinderella was kind of like a
she
lord
should
or
have been
lady
Sleeping Beauty.
or something like that, you know?
No, well, yeah, she could have been like...
Because they had a very big house and everything, too.
Yeah, Cinderella would have been nobility, at least to be invited to the wedding.
Yeah.
Or to the ball.
Yeah. So, and then when they're introducing all of them, and all of his little henchmen are helping him decide, and I never noticed this, like, early, when I first saw the movie, but, like, years later, when he says, "Number 3, my lord," but he puts up 2. So funny.
Yep.
So funny. And I remember when someone pointed that out, and I was like, oh my god! And I've, like, noticed that ever since, obviously. And then... let's see. So they show up to his castle, and do you think it was, like, DreamWorks was trying to, like... not make fun of Disney, but, like, you know, make a joke at their expense? Because he's like, I like your castle, it's so clean. And then they had, like, those little people singing, kind of like It's a Small World.
For me, watching this now, it felt very, like, scary movie.
Yeah.
Like, they just took everything you're familiar with.
Yeah.
And kind of made a spoof movie. So, I really, really liked it. It was, like, this is super nostalgic.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like, not only this reminds me of the time when I saw this movie, that period, but it also reminds me of all the other movies that I've seen.
Yeah.
Like when Pinocchio gets taken away and they're like, but I am a real boy. He is a real boy. Right? Or he hasn't become a real boy yet.
No, he hasn't become a real boy yet.
So then he is fibbing.
Yeah. Because at the end of the movie, he becomes a real boy. I got no strings to hold me down. So then they find out that they have to go rescue the princess, and they go to the castle, and you mentioned that there's a dragon.
Yes.
And we find out it's a female dragon.
Uh-huh.
And she has her sights on Donkey.
Ooh, like, what does she see in him, though? Is he just the first thing that has showed any kind of attention to her?
Maybe.
Because, like, I don't see it.
No, it's very strange. Very strange. Like...
And it's interesting how that is his first defense mechanism, is to flatter.
Yeah.
Like, is that what we're supposed to do if you're ever getting mugged? You're like, oh, that's such a big gun you have. Oh, what are you doing wandering around the streets all by yourself late at night?
Have you seen those videos on TikTok when they're like, if you were ever captured, what was the reason why they'd bring you back 2 hours later?
Yes.
Have you seen that girl that's like, are you guys hungry? I'm hungry. You're not hungry? Like, you could eat something. Like, you're not, like, you're pretty skinny. Like, I think you should eat some food.
I haven't seen that one, but I've seen different ones like that.
Oh my god, it's so funny. Like, that kind of reminds me of, like, oh, what kind of gun do you have? Is it a big gun? Like, what does it do? Have you ever shot it before? Like,
how many bullets do you have? How much did it cost?
like, maybe that's the key.
Just talk to...
Yeah,
well,
talk 'em to
interesting
death.
thing. I think I saw it from Grey's. Like, if you're getting kidnapped or something, or about to be held up, you're supposed to, like, tell them about yourself.
You mean the episode where there's a shooter in the in the hospital, and Kepner is sitting there going, I learned that you're supposed to tell them stuff about yourself.
Yeah.
And then so she does that when she's confronted with the guy.
Yeah, like, My name is April. I'm from Texas. I really like Star Wars. I always wear black. Like,
Side note, did you see that she was on one of the last episodes of Grace?